Kyler Murray's development in year 3 is a big part of their success this season. According to Fox Bet Sportsbook, Murray is neck and neck with Josh Allen and Dak Prescott to win MVP this year. So, Shannon, what is Kyler's NFL ceiling?
An MVP, Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's a very special talent. He has speed, he's powerful, he's accuracy, he can make every throw, but his feet is what sets him apart, Skip. You can't simulate what he does. I mean, if you find a guy that's fast enough, he can't throw the football. You find a guy that throws the football, he's not fast enough. So how do you simulate a guy like him or Lamar Jackson in practice, Skip? You get no simulation for that. You can get guys that accurately says, okay, this is what we want you to do with the ball. Or say a Tom Brady or a Matthew Stafford, guys that can make throws. But when you add his legs to the mix, Skip, this is a different animal. My only concern about him is that he was such a small man.
Yep.
I say, even if Skip, if you don't hit him flush, just the mere fact that a 340-pound man is falling on top of a 185-pound man, just that in and of itself.
I think he's close to 200.
You give him 200?
Yeah, I do, but
okay,
go ahead.
You know 200.
I got it. I know what you're saying. He is actually stoutly built.
Yeah, he's compact
right,
now. Yeah. He's not the typical guy you see. You look at him and tell. You look at his arm, Aaron Rodgers, and you look at him in those sleeves.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell. Okay, yeah, he's put together fairly, but still, he's such a small man. But his ceiling is an MVP. His ceiling, he can take a team to a Super Bowl. They've done a great job of putting pieces around him with D-Hop, A.J. Green. They got Zach Ertz now, Skip. They got 2 guys in the backfield with Edmonds and Connor. So I like what they've done. They keep building the offensive line because you got to protect him.
So just for the record, it took the man across me a while to come around on Kyler Murray, but you have come full force around.
My only concern was still, Skip, his size.
When he was back at Oklahoma, I kept telling you, these are the quickest feet I've seen since Barry Sanders was at Oklahoma State playing college football. And you scoffed at me because you said Barry Sanders is a whole nother level.
Correct.
I don't believe he is. I believe that Kyler's feet are right there with Barry's because Kyler has cartoon feet.
Yeah.
They're going so fast. And he made a run in the shootout against Texas that year at Oklahoma. If we could see this, where he just escaped and got away, and all of a sudden this was a shootout which they ended up losing to Dicker, the kicker, on a walk-off. But it was so lightning struck so fast that it just took your breath away. And I said, that guy can play pro football because his passing release is tight and it's electric.
Right.
Like it's lightning. The release is just lightning. And he was deadly accurate at Oklahoma. And I'll never forget a Friday night game. I'm not going to show you this clip, but there was a Friday night game against West Virginia against Will Greer. Antonio Brown was there to see Hollywood Brown. I think they're cousins.
Yep.
And he's on the sidelines. And it came down to a 4th and 5 at the 40 late in the game, which Oklahoma finally won 59-56.
Right.
And Kyler hit CeeDee Lamb. And it just took my breath away because it was a deadly accurate clutch bullet to save the game and the night. So my point was, I just knew he was such a special little man because when he walks on the football field, he carries himself with this supreme athletic arrogance.
Like he's 6'4".
He does. He's got his shoulders back and his chest out because he's been doing this for a long time. All he did was win every high school game he played at the highest level of Texas football.
Right.
All he did was just keep winning every state championship, right? And then he goes to Oklahoma, and they got to the national semifinal against your Bama team.
Well, he went to A&M first, remember?
Right, I know, but I'm saying, I still don't know what happened to that. That was a weird deal. But he winds up at Oklahoma behind Baker for a year, and then he gets his shot, and he goes up against Saban's defense in the Orange Bowl, which was the national semifinal. And remember, he throws for 308 in that game and ran for 109. So that's 417 combined yards. I said, that kid can play.
Yeah, we let him do that, though. But we already had him. It was 28-0.
Okay, I got you. But he made it a game.
It wasn't no game.
Okay, and all he did was make all Big 12 as a center fielder, which is why Billy Beane, the great Billy Beane, said, I want that kid, and was willing to take him 8th overall in the MLB draft. This is special talent that we have never seen before. So Do you think he'll ever be ranked as a top 5 quarterback? Probably not, just because of his height.
Yeah,
but maybe. Okay, but what's happening in pro football, just for the record, is he's only 10th in quarterback rush yards this year because he escapes to throw the football.
Yes.
It's
right.
It's right, left,
Right.
and he drives people crazy because the defensive lineman can't get a hold of it.
And he's realized it's better to throw the ball than run it because he said those legs hurt.
Well, they do. Okay, so he's 17 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions. But what I love the most, he is leading the league at 74% completions.
Yeah.
He's deadly accurate.
Yep.
He can throw it.
He can.
And now that he's got some talent around him defensively,
Right.
you got a world beater.
But they've done a great job surrounding him with talent offensively.
They have.
Also, Skip, to bring in A.J. Green to help take some pressure with Christian Kirk and Rondale Moore.
Yep.
Now they trade for Zach Ertz. They can run the football because before they couldn't run the football. Now they can run the football. He can dump it down to the backs. He can always count on D-Hop being open. Yeah, they've done a great job. Yes, Skip, he's an MVP. That's his ceiling. MVP Super Bowl. That's the ceiling.
See TV tonight.
Yeah, must see TV when you put something on your Cowboys. Yeah, you'll see
We're not there
the little
yet.
feet that you be.
All right. It's going to be a great one tonight. I know we're all going to be watching. Coverage starts 7:30 Eastern on Fox. Up next, Kevin Durant just admitted something about the Nets' early season struggles. Wait till you hear what he had to say. Let me tell you after the break. But head coach Frank Vogel said it was a different injury. Shannon, do you have the inside scoop here? What is going on?
I just think the Lakers are playing it safe, Skip, and they're looking at it like this. We got 2 superstars. OKC Thunder have none. That should be plenty. Russ and AD and whomever else we put on the court should be more than enough for us to win this game.
And it was barely enough at San Antonio.
And it was barely enough. But it's like, you know what? This should be enough, Skip. Winless ball club, this should be enough. And for about a quarter and a half, 2.5 quarters, it was enough. And so I just believe they're gonna err on the side of caution. You get a guy like Russell Westbrook, who's a superstar, that you pair him with Anthony Davis, and Skip, you should have enough on most nights to beat a team like OKC. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna be able to beat the Brooklyn Nets or the Clippers or the Suns or whomever, somebody like that, Skip, Milwaukee. No, I'm not saying you should be able to beat those teams. But a team like this, and I get it, they have professionals also, but you trot the 2 best players on the court. You trot those out there on your side. So for me, I believe that's what they're doing. I do believe they're going to give it what? So he last played Sunday. So that means I believe he'll play Friday night. I think they played, Cleveland? They played Cleveland Friday night.
They did beat the Clippers at Staples.
As a matter of fact, they beat a lot of people the last 3 games. They beat Atlanta. They beat someone else out here before they beat the Clippers.
Kevin Love is back.
No, Evan Mobley and those 2 young guards, Garland and Sexton. I don't know about Kevin Love being back.
Oh, you mean Darius Garland from Vanderbilt?
Man, God, there you go. Why did I bring that
high
up?
draft pick? I don't know. Who knew?
But anyway, Skip, look, I believe LeBron will be healthy enough to play on Friday, and the Lakers will get back on the winning track, and we'll move forward with that, okay?
Okay.
So there's nothing to be alarmed about. LeBron James is going to be just fine.
I was shocked LeBron did not play last night because the internal memo sort of that all the reporters got was that he probably would play on the back-to-back on the road in Oklahoma City. They listed him as questionable last night. So before the game, I was extremely surprised he did not play.
I was surprised also.
And AD was also questionable because he banged knees with DeJounte Murray. And it seemed like after the game that in his mind he was questionable because he said, I got to wake up and see how sore it is.
Yes.
But to his credit, he sucked it up, and he hasn't had the highest pain threshold in the past. But he sucked it up and played, and I thought he played pretty well last night, right?
Yep.
You would give him a B for that, right?
Yeah, I thought he played well.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out why this happened because I'm going to reiterate my stance going into San Antonio. They said he could not play because of ankle soreness. Okay, help me out here because you are Shannon Sharp. You're the 5th horseman. You're actually part of the inner circle. So it confounds me that my eye test told me LeBron looked just fine on Sunday night against the Memphis Grizzlies at Staples because with 6:30 left in the second quarter, if we could see it, he went down. And Desmond Bain sort of fell into his his planted leg, and I think it scared him more than it hurt him, to tell you the truth, because he grimaced, and it's like, oh my God, here we go again, because it looked like it could be the same ankle, even going up into the knee on that right side.
Right.
But he stayed down for a little bit.
He tightened that shoe,
He tightened it up, and then he jumps up and he bounces, and then he started bouncing, and he was bouncing up and down, and I'm saying, wait a second. He actually, I was relieved, because I thought, are we going to lose him?
That drilling got going, Skip. That drilling started pumping fast.
Okay, so from that point forward, he played 25 more game minutes, 25 more minutes to get to a grand total of 40 minutes for that game. And it wasn't an overtime. It was a regulation game, because Ja missed the third free throw that could have forced an overtime.
Right.
So 40 minutes is high minutes for LeBron James. It's high minutes for anybody.
Especially early in the season.
Okay, I got it. But he played